Legal punishment. The Guy Greenbrier earthquake swarm. In America, whenever it is alleged that a large fracking company possibly contaminated water caused earthquakes, several class action lawsuits and drilling restriction almost always follow. A perfect example of this is what happened with fracking operations started in North Arkansas back in 2009. Throughout 2010 and 2011, nearly 800 small earthquakes shook the northern towns of Arkansas. This was very suspicious, as a brand new fracking operation had just launched in the region just 1 year earlier. This was dubbed the Guy Greenbrier earthquake swarm. The largest of these earthquakes was a 4.7 magnitude earthquake with dozens of aftershocks reaching as high as 3.8 on the Richter scale. When water is pumped into the earth, it mixes with all the valuable natural gases and oils and is pumped back up. The valuables are separated from the liquid, leaving toxic wastewater. This is disposed of by pumping it deep within the earth at a separate site. This is widely agreed upon in the scientific community that wastewater can lubricate shale deep beneath the surface and cause earthquakes. Earthquake swarms have ravaged the state of Arkansas for a long time, popping up every couple decades. Because of this, it is hard to legally prove that fracking in this area is responsible for the earthquakes. Emergency motoradium and the outcomes. To determine if the earthquakes were man-made or natural, an emergency motoradium was held. The internal motoradium extended through July 2011 as hearings continued. According to a public announcement released in March 2011, the Arkansas Geological Survey and the AOGC found no correlation between seismic activity and the drilling, injection, or production of wells in the area. However, at least one researcher from the Center of Earthquake Research Information at the University of Memphis has noted the concern over the number of earthquakes that have occurred within the proximity to the disposal well. Despite the lack of proved correlation between fracking and the Guy Greenbrier earthquakes, Arkansas Gas and Oil Commission voted to ban wastewater disposal wells across the entire state. This was to ensure the safety of the people of Arkansas. All 4 wastewater disposal sites in the state of Arkansas were closed. Additionally, new disposal sites were banned from being dug. However, fracking operations were still permitted across the state, although under heightened scrutiny from the public. This has a large monetary hit for any fracking company based in Arkansas, as they must now spend extra money to ship hundreds of gallons of wastewater over state lines for disposal. Competition in other states do not have to abide by these rules. Lawsuits against the companies. Additionally, even though the Arkansas Geological Survey found that there was no confirmed correlation between fracking and increased seismic activity in this region, at least four class action lawsuits have been filed against them between 6 and 8 fracking companies, possibly connected to the Guy Greenbrier earthquakes. A lawyer from the group Stop Arkansas Fracking filed class action lawsuit against 2 oil companies within the state, claiming that fracking related earthquakes had lost him revenue due to property damage, loss of revenue, and emotional damage to his clients. This case ruled in favor of the lawyer. Additionally, 3 more class action lawsuits were filed by families whose water had been contaminated by fracking wastewater. Each family won this suit, as it is incredibly easy to link the wastewater to poison wells. The Arkansas case is a brilliant example of how easy it is to legally punish fracking companies, no matter what the party is in power. Fracking companies in the state of Arkansas had to completely change their method of disposal and face several lawsuits for earthquakes that they may have not even caused. It is even easier to legally punish companies suspected of poisoning water wells, albeit with smaller consequences. Cases against fracking companies nearly always follow the footsteps of the Arkansas case. A company confirmed to have caused quakes gets harsher reprimands. A Californian case reflects this well. The California based Sierra Club worked with the law firm Public Justice, filed lawsuits against three energy companies on the 16th of February, 3 days after a 5.1 magnitude earthquake shook the state. There were 907 earthquakes of magnitude 3 or larger in 2015 compared to the 109 in 2013. Scientists have linked the earthquakes to the injection of wastewater by a byproduct of fracking.